What's going on, guys? It's Case Chronicles here. This is my first YouTube video, so make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I will be coming out with more videos at least 2 to 3 times a week if I can. Um, Fresh off work, let's get into it. Today we're going to be talking about NBA Youngboy's recent arrest. Well, man, this boy has done it all, hasn't he? So, with that being said, let's talk about how it all started, though, because it is kind of a long story. So let's get into it. So he did get arrested back in 2020. That he's been on house arrest for 4 years. Correct. Right. So he did get arrested back in 2020. He was shooting a music video and he had guns, of course, because all videos do. And somebody called the cops on him. So we're gonna get into the news report about it back in 2020. And then we'll go from there, then we'll get into why he's arrested today. Right. So let's talk about that first. So back in September 29th or 28th, Kentrell got arrested. It was September 28th, Monday. That is his screenshot. It says he faces drug possession, drug distribution, felon in possession of a firearm, and stolen firearms charges. Police say all 16 face similar variations of the same charges. His attorney basically said that he is not guilty of any of these crimes, and there's nothing in the report that indicates that he did anything wrong. They arrested several people, and there were no indication that he had any guns or drugs on him at the time of the arrest. I ultimately believe he will be found innocent in all of this. All right, so he did get caught with all of this. It was $79,000 in cash. 40 something of that was Kentrell Gardens, and there were 16 people that got arrested, and these are all the guns that they had. So these are all the names, and that is the mugshots. So with that being said, it's not it wasn't looking good for him back then, right? It wasn't looking good for him at all. So now we get into how he even got on house arrest, right? We're gonna do a whole full breakdown on this, guys. Don't worry about nothing. I got everything for you. So I'm about to show you a video from a YouTube channel called The Vault. Shout out to The Vault. He did like a year ago, he did a video on the arrest that NBA is on house arrest for. So we're gonna get into that now. And it's pretty detailed. We're not gonna get into everything, but it's pretty detailed. I'm gonna kind of skip over a few things, but it's gonna be okay. So right here. So I'm gonna play this, guys. It's this is the 911 call and what the person was saying and why she called the police. So if you got, there's more at the top, but this is at the end of it. So she was worried about her community. There were guys out there with guns, of course. You've seen all the guns that you got caught with. They're out there with guns. And so she was like, hey, we got hoodlums out here. So that being said, we're going to get to the point where they pulled up. So this is body cam footage. So let's get into it.
Okay, thank you. Police arrived on scene. Many individuals would begin to flee on foot. David Kennedy, a Baton Rouge police sergeant, was able to grab one of the individuals by their shirt. He then ordered the rest of the people on the scene to sit down before detaining them. Another officer would then place NBA Youngboy in the back of his police car. The street crime unit would then arrive to help with the on-scene investigation. The on-scene investigation would reveal that a man by the name of Marvin Ramsey ran away from the scene. Marvin Ramsey, aka Rich Porter, is the NBA Youngboy's photographer and videographer. When Rich Porter got caught, he was in possession of a firearm as well as a black Sony 7R camera that contained an SD card. The street crimes unit then applied for a warrant to search a Cadillac Escalade and an Acura SUV found at the scene. Judge Tiffany Foxworth Roberts issued the warrant to search the vehicles at around 7 p.m. The search revealed a firearm found inside the Acura SUV. A camera bag for Rich Porter's Sony 7R was inside the Cadillac Escalade. The camera bag had SD cards and magazines for the gun Rich Porter had in his possession at the time of his arrest. Authorities would then request for another warrant. This warrant would allow them to search the camera, SD cards, and the MacBook Pro found on scene. The search would reveal many images of NBA Youngboy holding the file found on scene. The Baton Rouge police would then arrest along with 15 other 4K Trey members. The other individuals were Joshua Butler,
Okay, so we're not gonna get into all that, guys, because that doesn't even matter. All right, so you see what he got caught with. Well, come to find out, they did not have a warrant for the SD card whenever they actually looked in the camera. They did not have a warrant yet. They looked into the camera prematurely before a warrant. They were going to beat this case. So what they did to NBA Youngboy was they waited him out. They put him on house arrest and was like, oh, let us gather more evidence on this case. Well, you know what I mean? We're going to get him somehow, some way. He needs to go on house arrest, federal house arrest, until we can, since we messed up and looked in the camera prematurely, we can't use that now. So basically, he should have beat that case. He shouldn't even been on house arrest at all. See, but what they did was they gave him enough rope to hang himself, right? So with that being said, let's get into the recent stuff. So he has 63 counts of federal charges. Oh, well, I'm not going to say federal because I don't know if they're actually federal. I'm not, because he's in county. So he's not in federal holding, I don't think. So, but he is on federal house arrest, so they might be holding him there too for a violation. But so now he's got 63 counts. He is running amok over there in Utah. So let's get into that. Let's get into it because it's a lot going on. And I tell you, this guy, Kentrell, is something special. All right, so we're about to get into that now. See what's going on here. All right, so right here it says Kentrell Deshaun Gaulden, right? Pattern of unlawful activity. That is 2F, that right here. 2F means second degree felony, basically, right? So that holds up to 1 to 15 years in prison, $10,000 fine. This is a misdemeanor that holds 1 year, 2,500 fine. Third degree felony that holds up to 5 years with a $5,000 fine. So he has both of those. And then he has a B misdemeanor, which is only like 6 months and then like $1,000 fine, right? So altogether, we got 2 3s, which can, 5 to 20 years, he's got a lot of time that he's facing over drugs, so he has pattern of unlawful activity, procure of drugs, identity fraud, forgery, possession other controlled substances, possession of a dangerous weapon by a known felon. So I don't know what he was thinking. I guess he thought maybe he had too much money, he couldn't worry about it, but not happening, bro. The FBI, when the alphabet boys come, you better run. Know that, okay? So he thought he was above the law, but nobody is, not even Trump. Let's really be real here. All right, so with that being said, let's get into another one that just came out like last night. There was another there was a so when they raided his home in Utah, Cache County uses Logan, Utah. Whenever they raided his home, oh well, they found pretty good evidence that he was really out there running a drug ring. So let's see. So right here, this was on the 18th. This was just yesterday. It says arrest affidavit claims NBA Youngboy was running prescription drug ring in northern Utah. It says Logan, Utah. Additional information has been released about the investigation that led to arrest of NBA Youngboy by Cache County. Sheriff's deputies. The rapper, known legally as Kentrell Deshaun Gaulden, has been on house arrest in Utah since 2021. Gaulden was booked in the Cache County jail, excuse me, Tuesday, accused of organizing a fraud ring involving prescription thefts at Utah pharmacies. According to arrest affidavit, the Cascade County Sheriff's Office began investigating Gauding after he was identified as a suspect. The alleged scheme involved individuals calling in fraudulent prescriptions under the names of real doctors and using fake patient names and birth dates. Alleged associates of Gaudin would then pick up their prescriptions from various pharmacies. Court documents reveal multiple pharmacies across the state were targeted. According to investigators, callers linked to Gaudin would call in prescriptions using the name of a real doctor in Provo in some cases, but provide fake patient information. Individuals would then pick up the order from pharmacies, mainly promethazine and codeine. Investigators from the Weber County Sheriff's Office helped take Gaudin into custody with federal partners on Tuesday afternoon at Gaudin's mansion in Mill Creek. The 24-year-old rapper was booked at Cache County Jail on 63 charges, including having a dangerous weapons as a restricted person. Formal charges are pending, right? So, oh man, it's not good. It's not good. So then there was an updated, um, there was definitely an updated news release that happened about around the same time. And it says it has a little bit more information in it, you know. It says, we're gonna scroll down a little bit to get to the other stuff. And it says two of the individuals have been arrested in association with the prescription fraud incident that has been intercepted at Larry's Pharmacy in Smithfield. According to the affidavit, September 19th, Reed's Pharmacy in Hiram received a prescription called in by phone under the name of Bethel White with a claim date of birth in 1949. The suspect who called it in claimed to be a physician from Provo, providing an actual drug enforcement agency number, identification for the real doctor. Reed's Pharmacy discovered that the phone number did not match the phone number from the actual doctor in Provo. Reed's Pharmacy called the doctor in Provo, and the doctor told Reed's Pharmacy that he did not have a patient by that name, nor did he call in a prescription by that name. Cache County investigators set up a sting, awaiting someone to pick up the prescription, but no suspect showed up. On September 19th, Spence's Pharmacy in Logan received a phone call from the suspect using the same doctor's name, but this time under the name of Gwendolyn Cox, with the claim date of birthday 1951. The prescription was similar to the false prescription called in Reed's Pharmacy. About 2 weeks later, a woman showed up to pick up the prescription. According to the affidavit, the woman claimed that Gwendolyn was her grandmother. On October 9th, 2023, Spence's Pharmacy received another call from the suspect, allegedly by the same Provo doctor, for promethazine with codeine prescribed to Gwendolyn Cox. However, the pharmacist hung up the phone. Spence's Pharmacy attempted to call the real doctor back, and he told them he had not called in any prescriptions and that his name and credentials were being used fraudulently. On January 17, 2024, a suspected fraudulent prescription was called into Larry's Pharmacy in Smithfield for a woman by the name of Gwendolyn Cox once again. Oh, man. Pause 1 second, guys. How dumb can you be to keep using the same name? But okay. The pharmacy found the call to be suspicious and attempted to contact the Provo doctor, but the number was disconnected. Spence's Pharmacy employees looked up the doctor's practice online, and again, he told the pharmacy employees that he had not called in any prescriptions for that pharmacy, and he had no record of a patient by that name. Right? So the pharmacy then contacted Cache County authorities. An agent with the Cache Rich Drug Task Force was assigned to the case and launched the initial investigation. And that agent recognized similarities between the information from Larry's Pharmacy and the fraud that occurred at Spence's Pharmacy. Two women later identified as known associates of Gaudin arrived at the Larry's Pharmacy to pick up the prescription, and they were arrested for their alleged role in the prescription fraud. Gaudin, 24, is under investigation for 63 crimes in connection with the Utah case, including 20 counts of identity fraud, 20 counts of forgery, 20 counts of illegally procuring or attempting to procure prescription drugs, and he is also suspected of marijuana possession, possession of a gun by a restricted person, and a pattern of unlawful activity. This is crazy, guys. Like, come on, guys. Like, you can't get no dumber. This is the dumbest criminals. All the documented incidents show a clear and distinct pattern regarding the names and birthdays, in addition to being prescribed by the same doctor who confirmed they were fraudulent. Come on, man. Listen, I will get to the rest of this, guys, but basically, it's just telling you about his previous case while he was on house arrest and stuff. This guy's got to be the the dumbest criminal I've ever seen, you know? I just don't understand. Like, are you okay, bro? Well, clearly you're not okay because he has steadily been posting pictures of himself on drugs, bottles of pills beside him, you know, and what else can we do? You know, you basically turned on yourself, my guy. You know, you gotta do better. You definitely gotta do better than that. You know, it's wild. It's wild. So I'm gonna pull up the picture of this is exactly why this happened to him. Right here. This is exactly why. Let me just show you guys this. This is what he's been posting on social media before all this happened. This. Like, what are you are you okay? Like, and at this point, like, who did you tell somebody to take that picture, or did they take it on their own? You know, who's to say? You know, but it is actually a very very sad, very sad predicament for him. I know, like, being on house arrest for 3.5 years, even though it is a big mansion. I know everybody thinks, oh, he's got money, he's got a lot of land. You know what I mean? Like, oh, he'll be fine. 3 years on house arrest, I could do that with my eyes closed. Hey, listen, let me tell you, it's not easy at all. Being restricted to your house, no matter how big it is, it's never okay to be stuck in the house. You know, I know that he was suffering from depression and maybe cabin fever, just going crazy, you know? Like, it's not humane to just be stuck in one place all the time, you know? You want to get out, you want to socialize, you know, and I know he has stipulations on his house arrest, like he can only have a certain amount of people over unless it was a holiday. He couldn't even go out. I remember back in 2019, or 20, I mean not 2019, 2021 or 2022, he asked the federal officials if he could get time to go to therapy, and they told him no. You know, so like when somebody's asking for help, you know, and then you don't give it to him, like, what do you expect? You know, and then he turned to drugs, and when the federales told him you need to stop doing that, he said, I can't worry about it, you know. So he said, y'all ain't helping me, so I'm gonna do it that I feel is gonna help me. So I definitely, you know, I get it. I'm definitely been in trouble in my life before, and it sucks, you know. But with that being said, guys, hopefully, man, NBA can find his way about the situation. But y'all let me know what y'all think, and y'all like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll be back for another one. Wow.